Buongiorno, welcome back to my channel. Today is a haul video and I have here some fragrances that I'm really excited to talk about and also some fails. So if you want to see the fragrances that are recently added to my collection, then please keep on watching. But before we start, if you're new to my channel, hi, welcome. My name is Noura and on this channel I mostly talk about fragrances. So if you are a fragrance lover, then please consider subscribing and also hit the notification bell so you will get notified when I upload any new video. Also follow me on Instagram where I post some exclusive content that I don't do here on YouTube. And without further ado, let's start. So let's start with the new releases. And the first one is Carolina Herrera Good Girl Blush. I have already a full review on it. I will leave it in the description down below and in the eye up here. And it smells to me like Delina La Rosée mixed with Signature from Mont Blanc, practically. So it has this creamy, almost orange-like musk that is in Mont Blanc mixed with this plush rose and peony. And it's actually my favorite flanker, to be honest, from both Very Good Girl and Good Girl. I'm happy to have this one in my collection. Again, for a full review, check the description down below. Next one is the flanker of Narciso Rodriguez For Her Forever. This is For Her, like toned down For Her, mixed with tuberose. So it's not as sharp and strong like the original For Her, and it definitely has this mature vibe. I said that this is more mature than For Her. Some people disagreed with me. If you love like the DNA of Narciso Rodriguez For Her, you will definitely like this one, especially if you love tuberose, because this is, I think, what mostly distinguishes this flanker. I would agree with a lot of you who said this is like a modern take on For Her, but still, I don't know. I just feel this is more mature for some reason. The jury is out there. This is just my personal opinion. This actually came out in celebration of 20 years since the release of For Her's iconic Narciso Rodriguez fragrance that a lot of people love. Again, I have a full review on that fragrance and I really like it, but I don't know why I am not reaching for it. So after testing it, I maybe reached for it maybe since that video maybe once or twice. I don't know why, maybe because of the season. I have no idea. So I am keeping it for a while to see if I am going to reach for it, but it seems like it will be a fragrance that will be decluttered. Again, not because it's bad, just putting it out there. So for full review, check the description. I also have a buying guide on Narciso Rodriguez. You will find everything linked in the description. Next fragrance I was actually planning on doing a review on, and I don't know why I still didn't film that review, and now I arrived to the point that I don't know if I should, because everybody already talked about it and did a review on it. And I'm talking about the new Valentino Born in Roma Intense. Now, I am the biggest fan of the original Born in Roma, although it's not my vibe at all. It's sweet and just a fragrance that I should not love in a way. It's not my aesthetic, but I absolutely love it, and it's one of my oldest fragrances in my collection. So when the Intense version came out, I was really excited, let me tell you. And I am quite disappointed. Now, I am going to be honest, it's not a bad fragrance. It just added to the original DNA what I don't like and took out what I love. If that makes any sense. So it's very vanillic. It has a lot of this cheap, sweet vanilla. Yeah, I'm so sorry. I know everybody loves that note. I can't stand this cheap, sweet vanilla, especially when it's an overdose like here, that is in all designer fragrances. Let's be honest here, it's in all of them. Some more than others, but it's there. Overall, this fragrance smells to me quite cheap. And I don't like it. Yeah, when I compare the two, I definitely prefer the OG. It's more floral, more fresh. Sweet, yes, still very sweet fragrance, but this floral and freshness in it does make it tolerable and it makes it more girly in a way. So this in comparison is a little bit more deep and more mature. Not that this is a mature fragrance. I'm talking about the difference between the two. So this one most probably will be decluttered very, very soon. Another new release that I have already decluttered, I've already sold it, so I can't show you the bottle. I have a full review on, is the new Givenchy Irresistible Rose Velvet. As I said in my review, it's a beautiful scent. Nothing wrong about it. It was just a disappointment for me because when I smelled it in store, it has this very beautiful opening. I fell in love with it and I bought it immediately and I immediately regret it. Is it a bad fragrance? Again, no, absolutely not. It has more rose than all the other flankers, and it's actually a true flanker, so it's not just a fresh or an intense version of the original one, if you know what I mean. No, it is definitely different to the original one. Still there is the DNA, but with, I mean, enough difference to be a flanker. Anyway, it's definitely more on the rose, and I get the name Rose Velvet, but it was just not for me, and it's not my favorite flanker of Givenchy Irresistible. You will find that review in the description down below, and I also have a review on like a buying guide on the Irresistible line. Again, check the description. I feel like a broken record, but anyway. So these were the new releases. Next is Cherry Smoothie from ZARA. Yes, I know I am really, really late to the game with this fragrance. I've actually smelled it when everybody was obsessed with it. And I liked it, but it was summertime. I think when that one was released, and it was just too much for me. However, when I tested that fragrance, I did it on my skin and I got a lot of compliments, to be honest. Since then, I've got Lost Cherry from Tom Ford and also the Kayali one, Burning Cherry. And I love them both. Love these two fragrances. So I said to myself while I was in Sephora, why not get also Cherry Smoothie? So here is the bottle, and there are definitely similarities between Lost Cherry and Cherry Smoothie, but I wouldn't say that this is a dupe, you know? Maybe in the opening just a little bit, but they have some similarities, and this one, completely honest, just smells cheap in comparison. That said, I like it. I really do. It's not a fragrance that I'm going to wear in this season. Maybe for nighttime, but not during the day. It would be a little bit too much for me. It's already nice and warm outside. But for winter time, for nighttime, yeah, you can't go wrong with this one. I wore it once and I've got so many compliments on it, and I don't usually get compliments. So that says a lot. So that was Cherry Smoothie from ZARA. Next, I went to L'Occitane shop because I wanted to test more of affordable brands, you know, when it comes to fragrances. And I've tested almost all the fragrances that were at least available in the shop. And the one that stood out to me is this one, Osmanthus. And it is this sweet Osmanthus mixed with apricot. So it's not like the Osmanthus has like this apricot-y feel. It is a fruity floral. It's sweet, but yet very fresh. So perfect for springtime. Is it my favorite Osmanthus fragrance? Absolutely not. I was just filming my favorite floral fragrances. So my favorite perfume of each floral note. If you didn't catch that video, I will leave it linked down below. This is not my favorite Osmanthus fragrance, but it's just so happy and fresh and easygoing, and it's beautiful. It's not very complicated, and the price is right, so this is why I like it, and I decided to buy it. I also bought another fragrance, but in a travel size from L'Occitane, and it is Fleur de Cerise or cherry blossoms. They're cherry blossom fragrance. The same with Osmanthus. This is a fruity floral, and it's again this happy, easy going, fresh fragrance. Nothing complicated, and the price is right. So I really, really like this scent. Another ZARA perfume is AMALFI SUNRAY. And here I think it's, I have like the candle and the perfume. Not sure, I don't remember. Yes. I have 2 candles and a perfume. It was heavily discounted and I decided to get it. And it's definitely similar to another Tom Ford fragrance. What was the name of that fragrance? Mandarino di Amalfi? I don't remember now. Oh my God, I will leave it. Leave the name here. Can't remember. Yeah, definitely. Smells very, very, very similar to it. It is a neroli fragrance. And you all know that I'm not like a fan of neroli, but I still decided to get it. I have to be honest, mostly because of the candles. So I can't tolerate that smell as like an air freshener, like something for the room. For me, neroli is okay for that. And maybe I will warm up to that note, who knows? So yeah, it's just a small bottle, so it can't do harm, let's say. So AMALFI SUNRAY from ZARA. Next is a fragrance that, I don't know, I shouldn't have included in this haul because I've bought this one a year ago. But I bought it in Egypt from ZARA and I left it there. So when I was in Egypt, I got it back. And it's ZARA, the tobacco collection, rich, warm and addictive. You know, the hype behind this fragrance, a lot of people rave about it and how it's great and smells incredibly amazing. And yeah, I don't like it. So you can see I already like tested it. So I really gave it a chance and I just don't like it. I don't know why. I can't even tell you why. It's just, I don't know. It smells synthetic, overly synthetic. So for the price, it's actually a great fragrance, let me tell you. But I don't know. I wouldn't consider this like a fragrance that I would recommend. I definitely would recommend more, like if we are talking about vanilla, the one from Mercedes-Benz, Mercedes Black. Yes, Mercedes Black. It has this sharp, cheap note in it that I don't like. So yeah, I will give it a chance coming winter another time. And most probably this is going bye-bye. Now I have here again quite a lot of affordable fragrances and a lot of them are fails. I didn't blind both these fragrances, but I don't know why. I smelled them in the store and they were fine, and when I returned home it was just no. First one I have here is from Nature's. This is Mandorlo. Now this brand, or Fiori di Mandorlo, this brand is available here in Italy in Natura C, which is a grocery store for bio products. I don't know, it's not bad actually, but I don't know, when I tested it on my skin, it was just too cheap for my liking, and it's a cheap fragrance. So it smells like how much I paid for it. So yeah, if you are on a budget, you are in Italy, you know, yeah, it's not bad, but no. Not for me. Next one is Women's Secret Intimate. And the lady told me that this is a Spanish brand. I don't know. So I've tested. It's super cheap. Like very, very, very affordable. And again, for the price, I would say it's good. But the smell, I mean, this smell will be a hit for a lot of people. A lot of people will love the smell, hands down. It's this typical women designer fragrance that has some florals, some vanilla, you know. And for some reason, it reminds me of Libre. There is no notes in common between them. I've checked, but I don't know. It could be the musk. I don't know. It just reminds me of Libre. Not that they are similar fragrances, but it just gives me this vibe, and I'm just no. But for the price, oh my god, yeah, I would recommend that fragrance definitely if you are on a budget. Next one is from Furla. and it's AUTENTICA. So I have just like a 30 ml. This is how the bottle looks, and I've tested it in store and it didn't blow my mind, but it was pleasant, let's say. Again, for the price, it was okay. Yeah, I know now why I bought it. It smells more expensive than how much you are paying for it. So this is number one. It's kind of a generic floral musky scent, but there's some sweetness, so it's a little bit fruity, just a hint. But it's nice. It's nice. Not a fragrance that I would say you have to run and buy, but it's a good fragrance for the price. So if you love fruity florals, check FLORAL. Another very affordable fragrance is AZZARO Mademoiselle. Now I have Mademoiselle L'Eau Très Floral. I actually have it here. This one with Lily of the Valley, and I love that fragrance. It survived so many declutters and it's still there. So it comes in the same bottle but in rose. So this is like the original one. And if I remember correctly, it was like a rosy floral fragrance. Let's see. And I liked it. Yeah. It's this very fresh. There is definitely some citruses here. Fresh, rose, musky. It's so nice, actually. It's very, very nice. Very uplifting, very fun and uplifting fragrance. It looks like the bottle, but not as sweet. So if you see the bottle, you would like maybe imagine something more sweeter. Yeah, it's definitely fresh and I love it for that. And it's very, very affordable. So that one I'm really looking forward to test coming days, because this is like the perfect weather to test that fragrance. And let's see if it will be like a love for me, like the flanker or not. Two fragrances. I bought a backup bottle of Miss Dior Blooming Bouquets. This is the old formulation. I didn't buy the backup because of the reformulation, but because I absolutely love the scent. It happens to be the old one, but both of them I would highly recommend. They are almost identical. I have to say they made a great job with the reformulation. Next one is Kayali Love Fast Burning Cherry 48. I love the scent. Love the scent. My favorite Kayali, hands down, and I don't love a lot of Kayali fragrances. So yeah, I had to get a backup bottle. This is how much I love that fragrance. Next is Acqua dell'Elba Blue for women. They have blue but for men. And this is an eau de parfum. And if I remember correctly, this is a fig fragrance. It's a fresh, little bit green fig fragrance. It has also this musky undertone that is in all Acqua dell'Elba fragrances. Acqua dell'Elba is another famous Italian brand. And all of their fragrances are this fresh, citrusy, you know, summer fragrances. You can see like the bottle, everything screams summer. I had in my collection Archipelago, which I decluttered because it was a little bit too musky for my liking, and it's a little bit of a cheap musk, you know. And this one doesn't give me the vibe, so I decided to buy that one. Maybe I should do a buying guide on this brand since it's an Italian one, and I am now dedicating the whole year for Italian brands, so why not go with this one, especially for summer. So maybe if I can find like a discovery set for all their fragrances, maybe I will do that. Next is a travel size of another Maison Lancome fragrance, and it's Orange Brigarade. I don't know how to pronounce it, and it's like their orange fragrance. Very, very similar to oh my god, I don't remember the name of that fragrance. It's the orange fragrance from Armani Privé. I will leave the name here. I don't know what's happening to me today. I'm having a bad memory day today, guys. What can I tell you? yeah, very, very, very similar to that fragrance. It's a simple orange fragrance that doesn't deserve the price tag, to be honest. So like for an orange fragrance, paying so much money for Maison Lancome, no, but kind of tempted because of the bottle. So yeah, I decided to get like a travel size and decide later if I want to have like a full bottle. But honestly, yeah, for that scent profile, paying so much money. It's a fresh orange. There's definitely some floral notes, maybe verbena or orange blossom. There's also some sweetness. Yeah, there's some sweet touch in this fragrance. Very beautiful orange fragrance, but not my favorite. Let's get to the next one. It's the last one. No, there is more fragrances anyway. Next is another travel size, and it is from Floral Street. This is Arizona Bloom. This is my favorite Floral Street fragrance. And I was not really impressed by it when I did my first impression on that brand. Again, check the description down below. However, there is something about that fragrance that kept on making me reach for that like sample and spraying it. A lot of people consider this like a coconut fragrance. And there is coconut. But to me, I smell fig more than coconut. So this is coconut and salt, so the salty coconut, you know, vibe. Very, very unique, because you can definitely smell the fig note. It's, I think, fig leaf and not fig like the fruit. But it's not overly sharp. It's, I don't know, it's just very addictive, very fresh, unique scent. And I don't know, from that brand, as I said, I was not impressed. But if I have to recommend one, it will definitely be this one. It's so beautiful, and I love the bottle. The bottle is absolutely stunning. So you may ask, why did I get a travel size and not a full bottle of it? It's because I don't like coconut fragrances, so I'm a little bit cautious. So I decided to get a travel size and see how it will go. If I reach for it over and over again, I will get a full bottle. If not, yeah, no harm is done. But even if I don't get a full bottle of that fragrance, I would highly recommend it. So Floral Street Arizona Bloom. Last fragrance is from the Acqua Liguria line. I have this on my wish list for a while now, and it is Nettare de Sole. And this is quite a solar fragrance. Here is the bottle, like a typical Acqua Liguria fragrances. And this fragrance, so nice. It has this solar aspect to it. So there are solar notes, which is like a fantasy note in this fragrance. And I definitely get it. It's very solar and bright, not fresh in a citrusy way. And it has this aquatic touch. It has also some honey, but not sticky or sweet. It just gives a little bit of dimension to this fragrance and doesn't make it too, you know, generic. It has also some floral notes. If I'm not mistaken, there was magnolia, which I can get definitely, and some other notes, but mainly it's this solar, honeyed floral fragrance, and it's so beautiful. One of my favorites from Acqua Liguria line. I am working on a buying guide on that line, so definitely stay tuned for that. So another addition of Acqua Liguria to my collection, Nettare de Sole. So that was the last fragrance. But before going, I wanted to mention my plans for the rest of the year. So if you are new to my channel, last year I did a no buy for I don't know how much, but more than 6 months, which was quite nice actually, because it made me laser focused on what I love and what I don't love. And I added to my collection only fragrances that really withstood the test. Like I've tested once and twice and really had the time to play with. And this year I decided to do something totally different. So I'm not going on a no buy, but it will be kind of restricted buy. So I decided for this year not to spend any money on fragrances. Now, how can that be possible if I'm saying that I'm not going to go on a no buy? That means that I am going to buy as much as I am getting. So the fragrances that I decluttered, that I sell, the money I get from these fragrances are only the money that I am allowed to dedicate to new fragrances. And I'm not going to do a no buy because I have some fragrances that I know that I love on my wish list now for quite a while and I want them. But making like a dedicated, but I don't want to spend any money on fragrances, but I want to limit myself. So I thought that this will be maybe the best way to do it. I am going to update you definitely on the progress and if I maybe regret that decision or not, but for the rest of the year, so I would say more than half of 2023, I am not going to spend any money on fragrances. So let's see how that will go. I hope you liked this video and you found it helpful, and if you did, please give it a thumb up and consider subscribing to my channel. All the videos I've mentioned during this haul you will find linked in the description down below. Please tell me in the comments down below what are the new fragrances that you added to your collection that you absolutely love, and also what you did regret buying. Thanks a lot for watching and see you next time. Ciao.